Yeah. Good evening all. So today evening we will start computer networks GTQ series 2026. We will discuss some good number of questions, some tricky questions also. We have discussed lot of questions in the classroom, and beyond that some questions also I have already given in every batch. These questions also will be helpful. Okay, so let us start. Is it audible? Is it audible now, everyone? Yeah, fine. Okay, thank you. Raju, Neeraj, okay, Pravidya, Nitish. Okay, now see, this is the query they have given. dB of a subnet is given as 144.10.127.255. So this is a regular type of question used to ask. See, for the DBA, host bit should be continuous ones. So they have given this question. So what are the different options they are asking? Which of the following, okay, which of the following can be possible, okay, subnet mask? So please try this question. So different options they have given, like a 255, okay, dot 255, okay, 0.0, option B, like a 255 dot 224.0.0, option C, 255 dot 255 dot 240 dot 0, option D none. So please try everyone. If you don't get, I am going to explain. Yes, Nitish, Shagar, Rajiv, Neeraj, please try everyone. So shall I give the concept behind it? See, for the DBA of a subnet, host bits should be continuous ones. So host bits continuous ones होने के लिए आपको पहले होस्ट बिट्स कितना है, इसका मतलब सफिक्स बिट्स कितना है, प्रीफिक्स बिट्स कितना है, ये तो पता होना चाहिए. इसके बारे में आपको केवल मास्क से पता होता है. तो टू सॉल्व दिस प्रॉब्लम यू कैन सॉल्व फ्रॉम द ऑप्शंस एक्चुअली. सो प्लीज ट्राई. आई एम एक्सपेक्टिंग द आंसर फ्रॉम ऑल ऑफ यू. यस, विधि जैन, करेक्ट. ऑप्शन सी इज द करेक्ट आंसर. नीतीश कुमार, गुड, वेरी गुड. Yeah, there is, correct. So basically how to approach this problem, you can say this is a 144, so we can specifically say this is class B. Okay, like this. So for a class B, what we can say that, so these are the network bits. Okay, these are the network bits, remaining will be the host bits. So you should start solving from the options. So if you observe the first option, ending two octets are 0 and 0. तो पहले ऑप्शन ए के लिए ये जो आईपी एड्रेस दिया है, ये डीबीए होने के लिए होस्ट बिट्स कंटिन्यूसली वंस होना जरूरी था. बट यू कैन सी हियर देयर आर होस्ट बिट्स आर 8 + 8 16 बिट्स. तो इस मास्क के लिए ये जो वैल्यू दिया है वो डीबीए होने के लिए होस्ट बिट्स कंटिन्यूसली वंस होना चाहिए. सो एंडिंग दो ऑक्टेट्स 255.255 होना चाहिए, लेकिन यहाँ 255 नहीं था. तो आप ट्रायल एंड एरर मेथड से आप इस ऑप्शन ए को एलिमिनेट कर सकते हैं और मैन्युअली ट्राई टू कन्वर्ट इनटू बाइनरी. देन लाइक दैट आल्सो यू कैन गेट द आंसर. Piyush, correct. Sagar, correct. Shriram, good, very good. हाँ, देखो अभी ये ऑप्शन बी, इफ यू ट्राई फॉर ऑप्शन बी, सी ये तो बाइनरी में कन्वर्ट करने के बाद 255 को हम 8 वंस लिख सकता है, या 224 को 3 वंस, ओके, 5 zeros यू कैन मेक इट. इट इज अ ह्यूरिस्टिक अप्रोच. यू नो, आई यूज्ड टू एक्सप्लेन इन द क्लासरूम दिस कॉन्सेप्ट. So remaining here you can see there are 8 zeros, okay, and then followed by 8 zeros. So now try to approach this problem for the option B. इसका मतलब है ऑप्शन बी मास्क के लिए जो वैल्यू दिया है डीबीए होने के लिए होस्ट बिट्स कंटिन्यूसली वंस होना जरूरी था. देखो यहाँ 5 8 8 मतलब 8 + 8 + 5 21 कंटिन्यूस वंस होना जरूरी था. लेकिन देखो यहाँ इफ यू ऑब्जर्व, ओके, यू डोंट हैव like 21 ones. Here it should be 255 and here there is a missing. So you can say option B is also wrong. You see the previous papers, the repeated model questions is one such model. This type of model questions are repeated. Okay? And you can see the option C. See, I don't want to waste your valuable time because you already told option C and you know how to calculate it. I'm just telling the tricks actually. 240.0. So 240 को हम 4 ones 4 zeros you can use and here 8 zeros. So 4 + 8 12 zeros. So इस मास्क के लिए वो DBA होने के लिए 12 ones होना compulsory. See, if you observe this 127.255, this you can write 0, okay, 7 ones. This 255 I can write as what, 8 ones. So you can see 240.0 मतलब 4 + 8 totally 12 ones होना compulsory था. So here you can see we had 12 ones actually. So these are the host bits. So from this we can say option C mask के लिए जो वैल्यू दिया है it is going to become DBA. So now you can say the answer is what, C is the answer. So this is one specific model. So the examiner want to test the basic fundamental, like whether you know for a DBA host bits are continuously ones or not, whether the student knows or not, and whether he is able to apply or not. That is such question actually. So now let us go for next model question. I am expecting everybody can solve it. Let us see, next model question also we will try with a IP addressing. What is one more regular type of question used to ask is regarding, they will give you some IP addresses and they will ask you that whether those IP addresses they belong to a particular subnet or not. तो उस प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व करने के लिए वो सारे IP एड्रेसेस का प्रीफिक्स सेम होना चाहिए या नेटवर्क पोर्शन सेम होना चाहिए. So that model question also they used to ask. We will try that question. ठीक है? Good. Suppose for example say the IP address IP1 I am giving. Okay, so this is IP2 and this is the IP3. Okay, some IP address. See, basically a logical address once you give to a particular computer, you can call it as a host, then only you can communicate. So the meaning of IP is you are assigning the IP address to a computer. For example, say I am giving this IP address 201.144.86 okay, .93. ये तो पहला IP address है. 201.144.86 suppose 115. Suppose 201.144.86 ठीक है 143. ये सारे IP एड्रेस देने के बाद सबनेट मास्क भी प्रॉब्लम में देना चाहिए. इसका कारण क्या है कि सबनेट मास्क से ही हमको प्रीफिक्स और सफिक्स बिट्स के बारे में पता होता है. ठीक है. सो नाउ यू सी दिस इज द सबनेट मास्क. सपोज इफ इट इज गिवन 255.255.255.224. So this is another regular model question. So we can say now what is the question they are asking? Identify the IPs belong to okay same subnet. Identify the IPs belong to the same subnet. So please try this question. I am expecting the answer from all of you as well. You are able to solve the first question very clearly. Please try this question. I think there is one HUE, one student is asking a good question. Sir, when does the number of subnets will be 2 power k, where k is the number of subnets? It's a good question. So let me explain as you asked. See, when they have specifically mentioned in the problem 0 subnet and a DBA subnet, then the number of subnets formula you can apply 2 power k. The reason is Cisco is a company where later on has been upgraded to use 0 subnet DBA subnet. Then at that time that -2 subnets also you can use. In the problem when they mentioned that you can use 0 subnet and DBA subnet. I think your doubt I have cleared HUE. Okay, please solve it. Vidhi Jain is telling that all belong to different subnets. See, a problem can be solved in multiple ways. You can just separate the prefix and suffix bits and you can verify. दूसरा तरीका ये IP और ये mask so bitwise and कर लो, उसके बाद subnet ID आ जाएगी. तो you compare all the subnet IDs, like that also you can solve it. Whichever you feel better and easy, you can try that one. So along with you, I am also trying. Okay. Now see, this is the subnet mask. If I try to convert into binary, I can write like this. See, it is 8 ones. It is 255. So it is 8 ones. Again, it is 255. So it is 8 ones. उसके बाद 224 है, ये तो 3 वंस के बाद 5 जीरोस है। आप देख सकते हैं कि 201 का मतलब है क्लास सी। सो यहाँ से यहाँ तक ये सारे तो नेटवर्क बिट्स होता है। ये 3 बिट्स इज द सबनेट, रिमाइनिंग 5 बिट्स आर द होस्ट बिट्स। तो आप इस प्रॉब्लम को देख सकता है कि दे वांट टू फाइंड वेदर दे बिलोंग टू सेम सबनेट और नॉट। मास्क से पता होता है कि यहाँ सबनेट का बिट्स है 3 बिट्स। सो ये 3 बिट्स सेम होना चाहिए टू कन्वे दैट दे बिलोंग टू सेम सबनेट। So that is the hint for solving this problem. Nitesh, Sagar, Science, Maths, Neeraj. So they are telling that they all belong to different subnets. For example, see here from the starting 3 octets से हमको कुछ पता नहीं होगा, लेकिन ending octet से हमको आंसर मिल जाएगी, क्योंकि एंडिंग ऑक्टेट में हमको सबनेट बिट्स और होस्ट बिट्स मिलेगा। देखो दिस 93 को ह्यूरिस्टिक अप्रोच से शॉर्टकट से हम कैसे कैलकुलेट कर सकते हैं। 0101 अभी तो 80 हो गया, उसके बाद 13 है, सो दिस इज 1101 और ये 115 इज 0111 इज 112 प्लस 3, सो इट इज a 0011 and 143 I think it is 1001 I can write it is maybe it becomes 128 plus 15, so it is 0 and 4 ones. So later on by observing the mask you can see यहाँ subnet bits are 3 bits, so that you can verify here। यहाँ 3 bits, यहाँ 3 bits, यहाँ 3 bits। आप देख सकते हैं कि all 3 are different subnets actually। Whatever you all say, answer all are different subnets, it is correct. Yeah, Vidhi Jain, Neeraj, Nitish, Sagar, yes, correct. What is it? We can say the answer is these all IPs, these all IPs are in different subnets, different subnets. Okay. See, the main agenda of the problem, this problem is the IP address is going to support a hierarchical structure। हायरार्किकल स्ट्रक्चर का मतलब है प्रीफिक्स और सफिक्स होता है या नेटवर्क और होस्ट बिट्स होता है। तो फॉर ए पर्टिकुलर प्रीफिक्स देयर विल बी मोर नंबर ऑफ होस्ट विल बी। So this is the basic idea for a IP address. It supports the hierarchical structure which is not possible with a MAC address. So to explain that concept, this type of questions also they are asking. Okay. Now see, if I would like to extend this question, sir, is it possible that can we convey that another IP they belong to same subnet? For example, you see, suppose if I say this is second question A bit, in the second question B bit, suppose along with this IP1, IP2, I have given IP4 also. So now you tell me the answer. 201, 144, okay, 86. Dot 99 if I have given. So please tell me the second question B bit answer. Again the same question I am asking. Whether IP1, IP2, IP3, IP4 they belong to same subnet, या IP1, IP3 belong to same subnet, या IP1, IP2 belong to same subnet. This is the question I am asking. So please try it. Yeah, Neeraj is telling that it is 2 and 4. Vidya Jain is also telling that it is 2 and 4. Yeah, let us see here what we can try. See, these all are okay, the network bits. From this 99, we can convert into binary. So this is 011 is 96 plus 3. It is like this. So in between 3 zeros. So the starting 3 are subnets, remaining 5 are the host bits. आपने कैसे सेपरेट किया है सबनेट एंड द होस्ट बिट्स फ्रॉम द मास्क, ठीक है। सो दिस 011 इज मैचिंग विद दिस 011 दैट इज IP2. सो एज you all said IP2 and IP4 belong to same subnet. That is true. Good. Sharma, correct. Sipra Sharma, correct. It is IP2 and IP4 belong to same subnet. So this is also another regular model question they are asking. Good, very good. There are different types of questions they used to ask. This is regarding in the IP address, they used to ask such questions. Yeah, please try this particular question also. Suppose if it is given like this, CRC generator is x power 3 plus 1. Okay. Data which should be transmitted is x power 4 x square plus 1. Then transmitted code word they are asking. Transmitted code word. So please try this question. Transmitted code. See, transmitted code word means I am just giving the hint here. Whatever the data आप भेजना चाहते हो उसके साथ CRC bits को ऐड करके पूरा कोड वर्ड को भेजना है. So they are asking the transmitted code word. So please try this question. ठीक है. देखो ये प्रॉब्लम क्या है कि पोलिनोमियल में दिया था उसको बाइनरी में कन्वर्ट करके सॉल्व करना है. प्लीज ट्राई. Praveen Yadav, it is 2 and 4, correct. Yeah, some trap questions, some difficult questions also I will give, but just some format we are following. Okay, please try. Now see this x power 3 plus 1, we can write like this. They are representing in the polynomial. It is 1 into x power 3 into 0 into x square, okay, plus 0 into x power 1 plus 1 into x power 0. So now you take the coefficient. So 1 0 0 1. Okay, this is the CRC generator. It is representing in the polynomial, it is representing in the binary. Okay, fine. Now this is the data. If you want, you can write, you can do it fastly also. देखो x power 4 पर value है 1 है, x power 3 पर नहीं था 0, x power 2 पर था 1, x power 1 पर नहीं था 0. Again 1 is that x power 0, so it is 1. So this is the data. 1 0, okay, good, very good. So what is the data now? 1 0 1 0 1. It is going to become the dividend. आपको CRC का रूल्स पता है, this will come in the dividend path. लेकिन जो जनरेटर है ना, वो जनरेटर will act as the divisor. Okay, like that. So प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व करने के लिए पहले आपको फंडामेंटल कॉन्सेप्ट पूरा क्लियर होना चाहिए. हाँ, नाउ सी यहाँ तो जनरेटर 4 बिट्स था, को कितना पैडिंग बिट्स ऐड करना चाहिए? 3 पैडिंग बिट्स ऐड करना है. ठीक है, अब ये क्या करना है? XOR करना है पर and as well as the shifting should be done because that is the operation of the CRC. So I have already given the hint. So please try this question. Gaurav Singh telling that 1 0 1 0 1 3 ones. Nitesh is also telling that 3 ones. Vidhi Jain. Yadav is telling that. Let us see. They are getting all 3 ones. Okay. Let me check. So if I put a 1 into this value is 1 0 0 1. ठीक है. So अब ये दोनों को क्या करना था? XOR. So it is 1 1 and 0. Don't perform the MSB because automatically it is going to be shifted. So now you drop the next one. So MSB is 0. So multiply with the 0. 0 into this number is what? 4 zeros actually. So this is 3 ones. And now you can't divide, so drop the next 0 actually. So MSB is 1, so put a 1. 1 into its number is what? 1001. So it is 111. So drop the next 0 actually. Okay, like this. So MSB is 1, so put a 1. 1 into its number is what? 1001. अभी क्या करना था? XOR 1, 1 and 1. So again drop this 0. So again MSB is 1, so put a 1. 1 into its number is what? 1001. So finally the remainder is 111. आप इसको CRC bits भी कह सकते हैं. Yes, very good. As you all said, the finally you will get 3 ones. Yes, correct. So then this transmitted code word will be how much? So you can see the data is 10101. अभी ये जो पैडिंग बिट्स है ना वो 3 बिट्स को ये 3 1 से रिप्लेस करेगी. As you all said, it is correct. So this is the answer. Okay. And sometimes what happens in the options, okay, because they are representing in the polynomials, they can also ask the same transmitted code word in the polynomials also. So can you convey? This answer is correct, whatever you all said. Please try to convert this entire code word in the form of polynomial. Please try. Nitesh Kumar is telling that syndrome, see you should not call it as a syndrome, Nitesh. Actually the syndrome 3 ones we are going to call at the receiver side. जब आप रिसीवर साइड पर कैलकुलेट करेंगे हम उसको सिंड्रोम कह सकते हैं, लेकिन सेंडर साइड पर आपको जो वैल्यू आएगी हम उसको CRC बिट्स कहते हैं. नीतीश, आई होप यू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट आई एम टेलिंग. ठीक है. हाँ, तो हियर ट्रांसमिटेड कोड वर्ड को कैसे कैलकुलेट करेगा? वेरी सिंपल है. ये तो x पावर 0 है, x पावर 1, x पावर 2, x पावर 3, x पावर 4, x पावर 5, x पावर 6 एंड x पावर, ठीक है, 7. हाँ, आप देख सकते हैं कि 1 इंटू एक्स पावर 7 है, x पावर 7, और 1 कहाँ था? x पावर 5 के पास था, और 1 कहाँ पर था? x पावर 3 पर, और x स्क्वायर पर, और x पावर 1 पर, और x पावर 0 पर, मतलब 1 है. सो यही फाइनल आंसर है. आपको ऑप्शंस में ये मिलेगा. समटाइम्स दे विल गिव यू लाइक दिस आल्सो. ठीक. यस, सिप्रा, करेक्ट, वेरी गुड. But x power 4 is not there, Sippra, you please check it. X power 3 will be there. Vidhi Jain, correct. X power 3 is correct. Praveen, correct. Good. Yes, correct. Okay. So these are the problems. This is the problem generally they want to test regarding error control at the data link layer. Out of all techniques, CRC, if they have given, you can solve it. In the same error control, how twistingly some questions they can ask is regarding the Hamming distance. For example, say, suppose now if I have gone for 4th question, please try to solve this one, this one. This condition you just find. To detect D errors, and to correct D errors. To detect D errors and to correct D errors, please find out the minimum Hamming distance. Here also find out the minimum Hamming distance. So please try these two. What are the values you should get? आपको ये पता होना चाहिए ये minimum Hamming distance ये should be between the two valid code words actually. Okay. Nitish, it is D plus 1 and for correct it should be 2D plus 1. Praveen, correct. Okay. So we can say this is okay, d plus 1 and it is what 2d plus 1. सी इस पूरा क्वेश्चन का अर्थ क्या है कि आप किसी भी एक कोड वर्ड भेजने के समय पर नेटवर्क के अंदर नॉइस ने उसको मॉडिफाई किया तो रिसीवर पर आपको 3 पॉसिबिलिटीज में आएगी, एक तो वैलिड कोड वर्ड आएगी, या दूसरा इनवैलिड कोड वर्ड आएगी, या तीसरा अनदर वैलिड कोड वर्ड आ जाएगी. तो आप उस एरर्स को आइडेंटिफाई करके उसको नेग्लेक्ट करने के लिए एक कंडीशन से सेटिस्फाई होना चाहिए. तो बेस्ड ऑन दैट दिस क्वेश्चंस आर आस्किंग. तो डिटेक्शन करने के लिए मिनिमम हैमिंग डिस्टेंस कितना होना चाहिए, d+1 होना चाहिए. इसका मतलब एक वैलिड कोड वर्ड से दूसरे वैलिड कोड वर्ड से डिस्टेंस d+1 हुआ तो आप d एरर्स को डिटेक्ट कर सकते हैं. लेकिन अभी ये d को d+1 आपने बदल दिया तो आप एरर्स को डिटेक्ट नहीं करेंगे, क्योंकि वही कंडीशन पर वो फेल हो जाएगी. सपोज यू कैन राइट लाइक दिस आल्सो, इट इज नॉट पॉसिबल टू डिटेक्ट d+1 errors if the minimum Hamming distance d+1, because that is the point where it is exactly going to fail. Before that all values it is going to be satisfied. So when you say that it is not possible to detect d+1 errors if the minimum Hamming distance d+1, वो कंडीशन क्या होगा, एक वैलिड कोड वर्ड इज कन्वर्टेड टू अनदर वैलिड कोड वर्ड बाय द नॉइज. ओके, सो एट दैट कंडीशन इज गोइंग टू. एंड हियर इन द केस ऑफ करेक्शन आपको 2d+1 क्यों मिलेगा, d+1 के साथ और एक d क्यों होगा. इसका अर्थ क्या है कि जब आपको एक इनवैलिड कोड वर्ड मिला है उससे आपको रिट्रीव करना पड़ता है एक यूनिक वैलिड कोड वर्ड. सी यूनिक वैलिड कोड वर्ड का मतलब है आप बाकी n-1 वैलिड कोड वर्ड्स को एलिमिनेट करना चाहिए. तो इसीलिए आपको और एक d पैरामीटर पता होना चाहिए. दैट्स व्हाई इट इज 2d+1. ठीक है, थैंक यू. Thank you very much. Suppose if it is given, this is also one more regular question used to give. For example, see, you can try this question. See, suppose length of the cable. It is a mostly repeated type of question they used to ask. Length of the cable. Suppose it is given as 2000 meters. And velocity, suppose say it is given as 2 into 10 power 8 meters per second. Then bandwidth of the link is given as 10 megabits per second. Then please try this question. This question is also a regular type of question. Calculate minimum frame size. Calculate minimum frame size. To acquire channel, okay, in Ethernet or CSMA by CB. So this is the question. Please try this question. जब आपको ऐसे कंटेंट को देखने से आपको मिनिमम कंडीशन क्या पता होना चाहिए, व्हाट इज द मिनिमम कंडीशन, द ट्रांसमिशन टाइम शुड बी इक्वल टू ट्वाइस ऑफ पीटी. इसका मतलब CSMA by CD आप इम्प्लीमेंट करने के समय पर क्या होना चाहिए, whenever you are transmitting signal you have to maintain the energy as moderate till up to 2 into PT. लेकिन सडनली आपको बिलो 2 into PT और exactly 2 into PT सडनली एनर्जी हाई हो गया तो the collision has been detected. So that is the reason that condition TT equal to 2 into PT has to be satisfied. So please try this question. Many times they used to ask this question. Thank you very much. Sidhu, nice teaching. Thank you very much. So here you can observe the condition that should be satisfied should be TT should be equal to what? 2 into PT. Please try. Shipra telling 200 bits and Kalash telling 200, nearest 200, Yadav 2000. Let's see. Okay, this transmission time is nothing but what? Frame size upon the bandwidth or data size upon bandwidth. So equal to 2 into propagation time is nothing but what? Length upon velocity. See, the frame size you have to calculate, so it is x upon bandwidth is given as 10 mega, so it is 10 power 7, okay, bits per second, because 10 into 10 power 6 becomes 10 power 7, so that's the reason. 2 into length upon velocity, so length is given as 2000 meters upon that velocity is given as 2 into 10 power 8 meters per second. This 2 and 2 will cancel, 10 power 10 times, so 2000 by 10 it is 200, so 200 bits. Okay, so this is the answer. Please cross check your answer. Sagar correct. Okay, Kalash correct, Shipra correct. Very good. Suppose if they want to give some twisting question like this, please try. This is a question. For example, a router has, okay, a router has n interfaces. A router has n interfaces. Then maximum number of subnets possible are maximum number of what? Subnets are. So please try this question. Yes, Pravendra Yadav, it should be 200. Yeah. Thank you very much. See, basically here the concept is, if I have taken a router, so here there is one interface, here there is one interface, here there is one interface, there is one interface. So now when I am calling it as a router, okay, when router has n interfaces, then n networks, yeah, n subnets are possible. So here the maximum number of subnets will be n. The basic idea of a router, it is a by default collision domain separator as well as the broadcast domain separator actually. Okay? The main purpose of router is a inter-networking device. It is used for connecting multiple networks actually. ठीक है? आप networks को connect करने के लिए आप इस router का use कर सकते हैं. It is a inter-networking device. Kalash correct. N Sipra correct. Sagar very good. n plus 1 नहीं आएगी, n ही आएगी. Okay, when there are n interface, n subnets. देखो, main agenda of a router is not a computer, it is a routing device. It can act as a host when you do the host routing. ठीक है, like that. So we can say the n is the answer for this question. Praveen Yadav is asking, what is the broadcasting domain? See, broadcasting का मतलब है, if you want to broadcast to all the device in a network, you have to use a DBA. तो ये राउटर क्या करेगी? I think you are asking that question ना. ये राउटर क्या करेगी? आप किसी भी एक नेटवर्क में, किसी भी एक सबनेट में, उस सबनेट के या नेटवर्क में सारे होस्ट में डेटा भेजने के लिए आप ब्रॉडकास्टिंग यूज़ कर सकते हैं. उस समय पर राउटर क्या करेगी इंटेलिजेंटली? बाकी सारे सबनेट्स पर ब्रॉडकास्ट नहीं करेगा जब आपने DBA यूज़ किया तो इसलिए ये राउटर को इंटेलिजेंट डिवाइस कह सकते हैं. ओके, दैट्स इट्स ए ब्रॉडकास्ट डोमेन सेपरेटर कह सकते हैं. आई होप योर डाउट आई हैव क्लियर प्रवीण. See, you have to remember that within that limited amount of time we are solving good number of questions. All topics covering in this limited amount of time is not possible. You all know, aware of it. Okay. So normally in the network layer, the concepts they used to cover talk about fragmentation. If the packet is more than empty, you have to do the fragmentation. In the entire internet, when the packets are moving, TTL value will be decremented. Okay, like that. The TCP, UDP, the questions used to ask. The TCP is a connection-oriented service. UDP is a connectionless service. TCP and UDP are the transport layer protocols. Based on that only, the sockets are going to work. Okay, between the application layer and transport layer, the sockets are going to be work. These all things you know. Good, very good. Yeah, so let us give some more idea to you so that you can solve further questions. Some twisting questions we used to solve. Some twisting questions. For that, let me give some idea about. For example, I will go for one specific topic. Suppose say SMTP protocol. So in this we try to learn some twisting questions we try to solve, some trap question, twisting question, difficult questions also we will solve. How the question they used to ask theoretically in the application we will to ask. You have some idea, but that is not sufficient. For example, see basically this SMTP we know, we used to say it is a push protocol. Okay, and a text based protocol, and it's going to work at port number 25. Some knowledge we had. The purpose of SMTP is what? For sending the mail. So here some good number of questions will be like this. So it will be like, suppose see, here if I have taken the client, okay, 1, suppose I am going to call it client 1. To be more specific, I will call it as a allies. I will call it as a allies. Okay. And I assume that it will have some mail ID. So now what I would like to explain is here I will call it as another client. Suppose say I will call it as a client, okay, 2. In fact, to be more specific, I will give a name. I am going to give a name, call it as a Bob. So I assume that here this is, I am going to give some mail ID, something like is the client, no? So allies at the rate some, okay, it is going to have some mail ID, that is call it as a gmail.com. Okay, and this another client we can say, since it is a Bob, I am going to call it as the Bob, okay, at the rate, okay, gmail.com. So you have to understand a very important point here. This is a client, that is also client. And here one important questions how do they can ask is, every client will have a one server. That server name is call it as the mail server actually. Okay? This is one question they used to, they may ask like that. So basically what I would like to tell is, here between these two people there we used to call it as a big server, or we can also call it as the mail server, you can say. Okay, in fact I can call it the Gmail server, suppose Gmail server. Now here one important point is, for this allies, one mail server will be there in this Gmail server. Okay, it is like this. So now I am going to call, this is, okay, mail server. You have to remember that this is the mail server of the allies, you can say. So you should be more careful about, this is the allies mail server. In that, some storage space is created. Sir, if this is the allies mail server or the client mail, then what is this one? It is just a client actually. It is only a client. For this client, the mail server is here. That is one important point you have to understand. Same like that for this Bob also, yeah, sure, I'll discuss that questions also, don't worry about it. For this Bob also some memory space is created, or you can say here there will be, okay, my intention is to explain some good number of questions, okay. Here will be one server, so this you can call it as the Bob's mail server, you can say this is the Bob's mail server. So now if you ask me in this Alice mail server, what does it contains? Matlab it internally contains mailbox, you can say. In fact, you can say mailbox or messages it is going to contain. So here what happens is, whenever this client want to send a mail to this particular Bob, to solve some questions, these basics are required. So it will be like. So as per the RFC, okay, RFC of the SMTP, you can see, as per the RFC of the RFC matlab request for comment of SMTP, there are some rules. Now this client want to send a mail. So the syntax of the RFC is telling that first it should be from colon. From matlab, see this client is sending the mail. So we can say this is Alice@ something like a gmail.com. So what you would like to do, you want to send a mail to the Bob. So if this is a from, then it should be, next should be what? To. So it is something like Bob, okay, @ So this concept I am explaining to solve further problems actually. From and what? To, and then CC and BCC, and this is the subject you can write. So for what purpose you would like to send the mail actually. So technically, as per the rules of this RFC of this SMTP, this whole information, matlab this from to subject, so this you can call it, this is call it as a meta data, or simply you can call it as the header, mail header. It is not the mail data, it is the mail header actually, mail header. Now see here it is a RFC, request for comment of the SMTP rules. The rule is telling that for this metadata or a mail header, after this RFC is telling that here a blank space should be there. So this is one important question. So here there should be, next line should be what? Blank line, you can say. So this is the syntax of this SMTP actually. And not only that, this from to, for every syntax at the end you are going to have, the syntax is telling that after every from and to subject you will have the, okay, carries written and LF actually, line feed. So this is call it as CR matlab, it is the, okay, carries written, and this is call it as the line, okay, line feed. So what is the meaning of this carry written line feed matlab? It is also applicable in the HTTP. So after this from ending, whatever the mail ID, right, the cursor will go and wait at the next line only, even some spaces left over. So this is called carries written and line feed. So that from to, you might be experienced this one also, to, then subject, then there is a blank space. And here after that, here comes the what exactly? The message, the mail, whatever you want to send. So what is this one? From to subject, syntax. Syntax of what? Who is telling the RFC actually. So this is the message, and finally you are going to click on the send actually. Okay, fine. So here one very important point is, how does the questions that you can ask is, this client, once it is given this entire content, this entire content is taken by whom? This is the first and foremost question they can ask. Iska answer, this entire content is taken by the user agent actually. In the SMTP protocol, the user agent is going to take this entire info. So this is one question they can ask. And what is the another question they can ask you? This header and the message will be separated by the blanks line, you can say. Another question they can ask you, for every, okay, from and to, there will be a carriage written line feed. This question also they can ask. in 1 mark questions, so that you should not lose at 1 mark. There are such questions they can ask. Now this entire content is taken by what? This question also user agent. Whose user agent it is? LI's user agent it is going to take. This question also they can ask. See, I have explained 4 or 5 questions now in the same concept actually. Now this user agent, what it will be doing? Okay, it is collecting the entire message from this client. It is sending to the only to the LI's mail server. And here, who is that working? Matlab SMTP protocol. So this is one more question they can ask you. One more. The client is going to send mail to the LI's mail server. Which protocol is used is the next question they can ask. What is the answer? SMTP protocol is the answer. Okay. Another question, another twisting question what they can ask you is, does SMTP is going to work in 2 steps or 2 modes? The answer is what? Yes, 2 modes. This question also they can ask you. What is the meaning of 2 step or 2 modes? Now I am going to explain. See here what happens is, see आप देख सकते हैं कि ये तो LI's मेल सर्वर है, ये तो बॉब्स मेल सर्वर है. तो यहाँ LI's मेल सर्वर पर मेल बॉक्स है ना, जो आपने ये मेल भेजा है मैसेज, ये वहाँ जाकर मेल बॉक्स में स्टोर करेगा. उसके बाद and where it is going to store is here LI's mail server के पास there is going to be having one information. This question also they will ask, they can ask you. So this is call it as a message queue. This is call it as the message queue actually. So the user agent is sending the mail to the LI's mail server and storing at the message queue actually. This question also they can ask. Sorry. Okay, oh, fine. So obviously you will get a doubt. सर ये मैसेज क्यों क्या होता है, इसका पर्पस क्या होगा? नाउ सी द लॉजिक हियर. सो हियर व्हाट हैपेंस इज, यहाँ से फ्रॉम LI's मेल सर्वर मेल बॉक्स it will be the mail will be going to the Bob's mail server. So here also which protocol is used? Matlab again SMTP. So this is the next one more question they can ask. What is the question? When the mail is transmitted from the message queue of the LI's mail server to the Bob's mail server, which protocol is used? They used to ask. What is the answer? SMTP. What is the next question they can ask you is, does LI's mail server and Bob's mail server is going to stored in that mail server only? The answer is what? Yes. That is one more question. What is the one more question they can ask you? Does this Gmail server or this LI's mail server and Bob's mail server continuously it should be on? Yes, they should be connected to the internet. They should be continuously on. What is one more question they can ask you? If this LI's mail server is stored at the client side only, if this Bob's mail server is stored at that client side of the Bob only, does it is going to work? It won't work. इसका कारण क्या हो सकता है? They can ask you. The answer is, if this LI's mail server is stored at the client side of the LI's, then this client should be continuously online or internet. Practically it is not possible. Same like that, this Bob's mail server also storing at that client continuously 24 hours it should be on. Practically is not possible. So that is the reason every client mail server, the mailbox will be there, that has to be stored at the data center or that mail server only. This is one more question. See, this concept itself I have explained you 10 to 11 questions of 1 mark they can ask. Yeah. Now, what is the one more question they can ask you is, इस LI's mail server के बाद ये message क्यों होना चाहिए? Here the answer is, whenever this mail is transmitted, by chance if this message, this mail is failed, it is not gone due to some reason, then what happens is, temporarily it is going to store in the LI's mail server. This is one more question. Temporarily. Then after how much time generally this mail again it will be transmitted to the Bob's mail server? The syntax is telling that, okay, after every 30 minutes, generally the syntax is telling after every 30 minutes from the LI's mail server the Bob's mail server via this message queue, the mail will be transmitted actually. So that is the main purpose of the message queue actually. Why there is a queue matlab? Okay, whatever the mail searcher fail, again it will try. So 30 minutes after you tried failed, again 30 minutes try, like that you try, okay, until it will go to the Bob's mail server. This question they can ask. So after trying multiple times also, if it is not doing due to some practical reason or due to some wrong mail ID, then this LS mail server can send a message to this client that this mail has not been reached to the destination. So this is the reason here there should be a message queue. This is one more question actually. So these are all questions they can ask. Got it? See, lot of the, you can say, typical questions I have explained actually. Now here the next concept which I can, small concept which I can explain is, sir, from this Bob's mail server to the client, how does the your mail will be retrieved, or matlab this message will be retrieved? So that I am going to explain now. This you know, it is a push protocol. You can see, user agent is pushing the mail to the LS mail server. LS mail server is also pushing to the Bob's mail server. This is also push protocol only. Okay. And here one more twisting question they can ask you. Before actually this mail is pushed to the Bob's mail server, what is the most important thing is here SMTP is going to take the help of TCP protocol for connection establishment, because mail should be reliable. आपको पता है वहाँ message will be converted to segments into packets. These all packets will be scattered. Again, it has to become a message at the receiver side. It should be reliable. So that's the reason this SMTP is going to take the help of a TCP. This is one more question actually. So far this side I have explained. Now I am going to explain something like 15 questions around I have explained based on this topic only, you can see. Okay, like from this particular Bob's mail server, how does the mail will be retrieved to this particular client called Bob, that I am going to explain. See, if it is like a regular questions only if we discussed, so then there is no meaning of GTQ. Okay, some new questions also, some good quality questions also, some trap questions also, some twisting questions also they can ask you. These all are theoretical questions they can ask you. If they are given now, you can easily answer. Fine. Just one more time we are drawing the diagram so that you will have a clear idea. Okay. So now here I am going to call it as LIs, or in fact this is a LIs client. This you know, just now we have discussed. Now I will just try this diagram very close to this LIs because my intention is to explain now at the Bob side. So now I am going to call this as a complete Gmail server. Okay, mail server, and here there is something like LI's mail server. You can say now here I can call it as this is the LI's mail server in that. Okay. Now here I can take something like this. I am going to call it as the Bob's mail server. Actually, Bob's mail server. So I am just writing okay, this diagram very close to the LS because my intention is to explain on the other side now. So far you know this side, from this LS the mail will go to the LS mail server, and via that message queue it has gone to the Bob's mail server. Up to here I have explained. So now what is my intention is to explain is to discuss some important questions which they can ask you for 1 mark theoretical questions, which is a protocol called POP3 now. Okay? Fine. See, what happens is here this most important thing is, one question they can ask you is, this POP3 is a pull protocol. This POP3 is the full protocol. This is one question. So a POP3 protocol क्या करेगी? It is like this. So here I can take, this is call it as a Bob. In fact, this is also one client. This is a client. Okay. And now what happens is, this is the client side, you can say. Now this is the mail server of the Bob. So using this POP3, see what is my intentions to explain. So whatever the mail you have sent, mail or message, whatever you have sent, it came here, and then now it is also came here. This is call it as a message or a mail, which is stored here actually. This entire thing is taken care by, this protocol is the SMTP. So now how does the questions they can ask you regarding this POP3 is, okay? In this POP3, they will ask you how many phases are there. They will ask you how many phages are there in this POP3. मतलब इस बॉब्स मेल सर्वर में जो मेल आया है मैसेज, उसको बॉब का क्लाइंट एक्सेस करने के लिए how many phases are there in the POP3. So the phases are given by this POP3. Phases are given by the RFC. RFC मतलब request for comment. So this is the one question they can ask you in the POP3. Okay, fine. So these are some, okay, some good number of questions. So here it says that POP3 has 3 phases. POP3 has, okay, how many phases? 3 phages. So in that, what is the first phase? This first phase is call it as the authorization. First phase is authorization. See, authorization का मतलब क्या है कि here you see इस बॉब को, इस बॉब्स मेल सर्वर में इस मेल को एक्सेस करने के लिए आप देख सकते हैं कि ये तो लोकल क्लाइंट है, लेकिन ये बॉब का मेल सर्वर यहाँ मेल सर्वर पर स्टोर किया था. So this Bob has to authenticate to access this message actually. Okay, so that is call it as the first phase. That is call it as the authorization and authentication. How do you do the authentication? I will explain. Don't worry about it. Second phase is call it as after authorization. So this is one of the 3 phases are there in the case of what? POP3. The second phase of this POP3 is nothing but what? Transaction. Transaction. So now you can ask me, sir, what is the meaning of this transaction? See here. See, जब आपने a message या mail यहाँ आने के बाद via this SMTP, finally this Bob has to retrieve that mail or the message. So retrieving that mail or message to this Bob client is call it as a transaction. So to do the transaction, पहले क्या होना चाहिए? Authorize. Who has to authorize? Bob. कहाँ authorize होना चाहिए? Bob's mail server पर. ठीक है? So this is one more question. Okay. This also will explain how you do the transaction. Now in this, what is the third phase? The third phase is the update phase. The third phase is the update phase. Update. So now you can ask me, sir, what is this update actually? See, there are some modes of operations you can say. In this POP3, there is one mode is call it as the mode of operation. So you can call that as a some mode like download and delete mode, you can say. Download and delete mode, you can say. What is this download and delete mode? I am just giving you some basics actually here. See, here when this client has authorized, आपने इस मैसेज और मेल को यहाँ लोकल क्लाइंट पर एक्सेस करने के बाद, so now you want to delete in this mail server, then you can go for the download and delete mode actually. ये कैसे होगा? I'll just going to explain with the comments actually. So here is the first question. One more question what they can ask you. In this POP3, how many phases are there? They can ask you. What is the answer? First one, authorization. Second one, transaction. Third one is what? Update. these questions they can ask you. Understand? So now I will explain the first phase, that is call it as the authorization here. Here in this diagram, see, my intention is to explain from here to here only. So to do the authorization, internally you can use a protocol called telnet authorization actually. So now you see, this is called Bob client, this call it as the Bob server actually. So here I am just writing here, see. So from here, so from this Bob client, first what you do, you use a command called telnet. Who is using Bob client? For what purpose? To connect. To whom to connect? To the Bob's mail server. So telnet. So which protocol you want to use? Like this POP3 protocol you want to use. This Bob's mail server you can write here. What is the port number? Matlab, normally POP3 is going to use 110. So once you click on it, it is going to be connected. Okay, so you have to understand now. So here I am writing C, and C matlab client. Whose client? Bob's client. If I write yes matlab server. Whose server? Bob's mail server. Okay. From this client, okay, what it will be doing? The commands. So here I am trying to explain the first phase. The first phase is called it as the authorization. First phase called authorization. ऑथराइजेशन तो ठीक है, लेकिन ये ऑथराइजेशन किसका है? POP3 प्रोटोकॉल का. Who is authorizing client? Where it is authorizing Bob's mail server? Why it is authorizing? To access the mail actually. So from this client you are giving what is the command you should give is the US user, the username of the Bob you are going to give. Suppose a user Bob is given, and okay, this is the command you have given. Who has given this Bob client? ये command कहाँ जाएगी? सर्वर के पास. Now from the server, here is a twist. One more question they can ask you. In the POP3 protocol, okay, the server is going to send what type of commands they can ask you. So here is the answer. The answer is plus OK is the command. This is one important question. This is one command. Who is sending server? In which protocol? POP3. Who is sending Bob's mail server? Why is sending? To convey that the client user has been identified. When you have given a command is working, given successfully, you will get a plus OK actually. So then after that, the client matlab this Bob client, this is the client, okay, is going to give the next command. What is the next command? Password is going to give. So the previously registered password is going to give. So who is giving? Bob. From where is giving? Client. From where it will go? To the server. How it will go? Because telnet is already connected actually. So it is going to where? Server. Now server has to respond for what? For this pass command. Okay. So now here you see it is going to give plus OK. Not only that, it can send some message. Authorization is completed. Authorization is done. This you are going to get. So in this topic, how the questions they can ask you for 1 mark question for the POP3 is, what are the commands where client is going to use in POP3? The answer is user and password. What are the commands which are given by the server? Matlab plus OK. When does plus OK? When you are given a command correctly. Plus OK के साथ any other commands can be given by the server? Yes. क्या command होगा? For example, see. For example, यहाँ इस authorization पर client ने, who is this client? Bob client ने user wrong some गलत name, wrong name given. Name is not correct. Okay, incorrect name you have given. Suppose if you have given incorrect name, then from the server, which server? Bob server, you will get a message. You don't get plus OK, you are going to get minus ER. Matlab, you are going to get a error message. So this question they can ask you, in the POP3 server is going to send what type of commands? Matlab plus OK and minus ER. So for which phase I have explained? Authorization phase. Which protocol? POP3. Who is authorizing? Bob client. Where it is authorized? At the Bob's mail server. Why this phase has to be done? इसका कारण क्या है कि जो मेल एलएस ने यहाँ तक आ गया था उसको एक्सेस करने के लिए. सो ऑथराइजेशन इज कंप्लीटेड. व्हाट वुड बी द नेक्स्ट फेज? ट्रांजैक्शन फेज एक्चुअली. Okay, like this. So I'm expecting all of you please, okay. Try this question. I'm expecting the answer from all of you. This question. So far whatever I have explained, based on that one question is given. Please try. Simple question only. The POP3 protocol operates in different phases during a session between the client and the mail server. Which of the following correct represent the phases of the POP3? Assume that each POP3 session must complete all phases sequentially. So this is the question. Please try. Gaurins, correct. Neras, very good. Sipra, Anjali, correct. What is the answer? See, देखो connection, transaction, termination. No, A is not. B is authentication, transaction, update. So what is the answer? You can see B is the answer. Just now I have explained. ऑथेंटिकेशन और ऑथराइजेशन पर यूजर नेम एंड पासवर्ड भी डन. ट्रांजैक्शन कैसे होगा? दैट आई एम गोइंग. ट्रांजैक्शन का मतलब क्या है? मेल को एक्सेस कर. मेल कहाँ था? बॉब्स मेल सर्वर पर. कौन एक्सेस करना है? बॉब का क्लाइंट को. कैसे एक्सेस करेगा? दैट आई विल टेल यू. अपडेट फेज का मतलब है वो भी मैं एक्सप्लेन करूंगा. और ये ट्रांजैक्शन फेज में क्या क्या कमेंट्स होता है हमको पता हो गया. ऑथेंटिकेशन पर दो कमेंट्स के बारे में लर्न किया था. एक तो यूजर है, दूसरा पासवर्ड है. और सर्वर से आपको प्लस ओके या माइनस ए एरर का कमेंट्स का रेस्पॉन्स मिलेगा. सेम लाइक दैट ये ट्रांजैक्शन फेज में क्या क्या कमेंट्स होते हैं जो क्लाइंट देना चाहे अभी मैं एक्सप्लेन करूंगा. ठीक है. हाँ. सो विच प्रोटोकॉल वी आर ट्राइंग टू एक्सप्लेन नो? POP3. गुड. नाउ विच फेज? ट्रांजैक्शन फेज. यू कैन से which phase we are trying to explain? Transaction phase. Who is doing the transaction? The answer is what? Bob. Client actually. Here is the Bob client. Okay, so for what from where you would like to do this transaction? From the mail server. Whose mail server you have to do the transaction? You can see here there is a one mail server already, that is called it as the Bob's mail server. Already what happened? Authorization has been done. Just now I have explained. Who has done? Bob client. Where it has done? Bob's mail server. That means here in the inbox of this mail server there is a mail or there is a messages. Assume that there are two mails. Two mails. इस बॉब को दो मेल्स है. एक तो एलएस ने भेजा है, दूसरा सम अदर. मेनी मेल्स विल बी देयर ना. अब ये मेल्स आर देयर. So now I am trying to explain the transaction phase. So C means what? Client. Yes मतलब सर्वर, ये तो पता है. Client का मतलब है Bob client. सर्वर का मतलब है Bob's mail server. What is the first and foremost command? You see the PYQ questions. You will observe these commands, questions they used to ask. Now you are able to know about it. The first and foremost command is the list command actually. Who is giving this list command? Bob client is giving. This command will go to where? Server. And when does what is this phase is called it as the transaction phase actually. When does this transaction phase has to be started? After authorization actually. So now you see this is the first and foremost command. Who is giving? The client. तो उसका रेस्पॉन्स कहाँ से मिलेगा? सर्वर से मिलेगा. सर्वर का मतलब कौन था? बॉब्स मेल सर्वर. ठीक है. So now you see it is getting like this. Suppose say okay one मतलब mail 1 and it will give some number like this 640 like मतलब this is the one mail in this message 1 in this mail server. That message 1 का size है 640 bytes पूरा size it is going to give. For example it is also going to give 2. The same server is also going to give 2 मतलब second mail something like 560, like this are going to get. So these are the responses. Who is giving Bob's mail server? For which command? List command it is giving that. And finally here the syntax is telling that dot is one syntax it is going to give to convey the transaction for this command. List command is given. So here is the one very important question, one more important question they can ask you regarding POP3 is which command is used in the transaction phase to access the message or mail in the POP3. What is the answer? List actually. This is one. You see the PYQ questions, you can find such questions actually. Okay? Fine. Now once you, this is the dot matlab the transaction for this client has been done. Okay. List you got 2 mails. So now you see the next one is again, okay, after this again the client, what is the next step the client has to do? This is a step 1 ho gaya na, this is a step 1. Now what is the next step here? The next step is, the next command is the RE, okay, TR. You see the pre-PYQ questions, you will observe this RETR command actually. From the name itself you can see it is a retrieve. What you want to retrieve? Mail. Where is mail? At the Bob's mails or messages, means mail only. Who want to retrieve? Client. So for retrieving the mail or a message, which command it use? RETR. This phase is called it as what? Transaction phase. When you have to do this transaction? After authorization. After authorization. ठीक है. हाँ, what you want to retrieve? देखो सर्वर ने 2 मेल्स भेजा है, 1 2. So आप यहाँ you can give it as what? RETR1. What is the meaning of 1? I want to retrieve mail 1 actually. Who want to retrieve? Bob's client. From where he want to retrieve? Bob's mail server actually. Who has put this request? Client. Then this request has to be, इसका जवाब आंसर कौन देना चाहिए? Server. Now see the logic. From the server you are going to get the response. See in the mail 1 640 bytes are there na? So that whole data blah blah, the whole data of the mail has been accessed. So here now that particular mail 1 has been retrieved in the local machine. This is called it as the local machine. This is called it as the local machine of the Bob. That mail has been retrieved actually from this here. Okay, like this. And you know at the last it can give the server can give the dot operator to convey that the transaction has been done. So after this is one more question they can ask you. So why to miss these questions also? Let us solve these. If you solve these questions also, automatically your score is going to improve. See whatever already you know, if you are solving correctly, why to miss that 2 to 5% left over also? So that's why we are solving those questions also. Okay, like that. Now see after that again this client is going to give the another command, for example RETR. Suppose 2. Who is giving this command? Client. From here what you want to retrieve? What you want to retrieve? Second mail actually. Then from the server you can say this is the server na blah blah blah, this is the entire mail, but finally the dot operator actually. So here how the question they can ask you, what are the commands normally used in the transaction phase? You can give the answers. एक तो list है, दूसरा retrieve है. ठीक है? So after this, here I am just writing so that you can have after this. What is the next command? And this is a one more very important question they can ask you. It is like this. So this is a very important. So from this client, this is a very good question actually. In this entire discussion is which protocol? POP3 actually. So the next command whatever this client can give is the delete command. DELE they are using. The syntax of the RDELE. What you want to delete? Mail. Okay? Now you can ask me a question. Sir, mail को delete क्यों करना चाहिए? देखो जब आपने इस बॉब्स का मेल सर्वर से मेल यहाँ रिट्रीव हो गया, आप चाहते हो कि यहाँ मेल क्यों चाहिए, तो इसीलिए आपने डिलीट का कमांड दिया. तो डिलीट 1 दिया था, मतलब आप मेल 1 को डिलीट करना चाहते हैं. कौन डिलीट करना चाहते हैं? क्लाइंट. कहाँ डिलीट करना चाहता है? इस बॉब का मेल सर्वर का, नॉट एट दिस पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चन. नाउ हियर यू सी द लॉ. दिस इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन दे कैन आस्क यू. It is like this. See the point is from the server what happens is, this is the most important thing, that mail is there, na, whatever that mail, suppose this is the mail, this is a very good point, the mail will not be deleted, okay, it is just going to put a tick mark, this is called marking, actually, this is called marking. The server is just going to put tick mark that it is ready for deletion, but it is not deleted, it is just a marking. Based on this, some twisting questions they will ask you, that POP3 is a stateful protocol in a particular single session. This question they will ask you. ये stateful क्यों है एक session में? क्योंकि this marking whatever you put, it is going to remember. Whenever something is previous command is remembered, you can call it as a stateful protocol. आप एक बार PYQ questions देख लीजिए, इस क्वेश्चन भी होगा. POP3 stateful protocol एक सेशन में क्यों होता है? इसीलिए I'm going to explain. हाँ, नाउ यू कैन आस्क मी, जब आपने डिलीट का कमेंट दिया है क्लाइंट से, सर्वर से मार्किंग हो गया, तो ये कब डिलीट होगा, ये कब डिलीट होगा? दिस इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट. ओके, हाँ, नाउ सी द लॉजिक हियर फ्रॉम द सर्वर, यू आर गोइंग टू गेट डॉट ऑपरेटर. हाँ, नाउ व्हाट हैपेंस इज, हियर द क्लाइंट can give the next command, that is call it as the quit command actually. So here you have to understand this list, retrieve, delete, quit, this entire thing is which phase, what is this phase is call it as the transaction phase actually, okay, the transaction phase. So once you have given this quit, after this, once again the quit, then we can say that this session is completed actually, matlab this Bob client and this Bob mails of this session is completed. Now whatever you put this marking, now it is deleted actually. Now it is deleted. What it is deleted? Mail or the message. Where it is deleted? Bob's mails are deleted. So this is a very twisting question they can ask you. जब आपने delete command दिया था, does the mail is deleted? This is a very important question they can ask. The answer is, it is not deleted, it is marked for deletion. Then when does it is deleted? After giving the quit command, then it is deleted. So this you can call it as the third phase. This is call it as the update phase. This call it as the update phase actually. So this is how this POP3 is going to work. So based on this, what is the next question they have asked? You can see the PY question they asked actually. The question is like this: POP3 is a stateful or stateless? They will ask you. The answer is POP3 is a stateful protocol. But remember, in a session, this is the most important. This under in a session. In that session only, not across the session. In that session only, across the sessions, it is a stateless. This is a very one more important twisting question they can ask you. Because once you given the quit command, whatever, and now you see why it is called stateful. You can ask me, when you have the delete command, the mail is not deleted and the Bob's mails are, it is just only put a tick mark actually, marked for deletion. When they deleted, after the quit command is given. This entire thing is called it as a session. Then why this is called stateful? Because it is remembered that it is putting a tick mark. So now I have to delete it. These are all questions they can ask you. So please try this question. I am expecting the answer from all of you. Please try this question. Sixth question, please try. Try this question. Shall I read it? I think it is visibility problem is there for this question. Okay, see, I'm just going to read it. Gaurins, Anjali, yes, very good. B is the answer. See, which of the following statements about the POP3 quit command is true? Quit command immediately deletes the message marked for deletion during the transaction phase. So this is wrong. Option B. Quit causes the server to enter the update phase and permanently remove the message marked for the deletion. So what is the answer? B. Good, very good. So B is the answer for this question. Good, very good. Sipra, correct. Neeraj Kumar, very good. 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 Everyone has done correctly? Yes. So please try this question also. It's also a good question regarding the POP3. Take some time. No, don't. It's not required to do it fastly. You can try. Please try the next question. The concept what we have explained, this is the question. See, option A, it is telling that delete permanent in the POP3 protocol, the delete command is issued by the client during the transaction phase. That is okay. Which of the following statements about the POP3 delete command is true? Delete permanently deletes a message immediately. See, this is immediately when the command is issued. So A is wrong. That's why it is a twisting question. Why it is twisting? Because it's only going to put a marking, it will not be deleted. Option B is delete marks. See, marks a message for deletion and the message is removed only after the quit command is executed. So this is a very good question actually. So B is the answer. Option C, you see, delete can be issued only during the authentication phase. आपको पता है in the authentication phase Bob client is going to authorize user name and password only, na? Okay, not the delete is done in the transaction phase. Delete is done in the transaction phase, but the mail will not be deleted. It is marked for deletion only in the update phase, and that too after quit command it is going to be deleted. These are twisting questions they can ask. Okay, fine, good. So please try the next question also. Now I'll just enlarge this one so that you get a clear idea. Please observe this. 8th question also try. Good, everyone is able to subtract this. Good. So 8th is also what? See, what they are asking in the POP3 protocol, the retrieve command is used by the client during the transaction phase. Okay. Which of the following statements about the POP3 retrieve command is true? Retrieve permanently deletes the message from the server after retrieval. So you can say option A is what? Wrong. Because we have discussed now. Purpose of the retrieve command is the Bob's client is going to retrieve the mail from the Bob's mail server. That's all. It won't delete at all. Okay. After delete command, it is only marked for deletion, but at the quit command, it is going to delete actually. Yes, nearest correct. Super correct. If you go for option B, what it is telling? See, retrieve retrieves the message without market for the okay. Without marking, see, without marking it for deletion. So this is correct. Option C, you see, retrieve can be issued only during the authentication. This is also wrong. Na? In the authentication phase, you are going to have only username and password. Retrieve all messages in the mailbox at once, option D. This is also wrong. See, at once is not possible now. How you are giving the commands retrieve 1, retrieve 2, retrieve 3, like that you are giving in the POP3 protocol. It's not possible. Okay, fine. So now let us, this is the discussion we have done. Okay, fine. Regarding the POP3, fine. So now see the logic here. So what is the point here? What is the concept here? Suppose now this is the allies client. So you have proper understanding now. So here I can say this is the allies client, and here this is the something like a mail server. Here you can have the allies mail server, okay, and here this is the Bob's mail server. From here the mail will go from user agent to this one via SMTP protocol, and via the message queue it will go to the Bob's mail server. So this, you know, this is the Bob's mail server, you can say. So we can say now this is also SMTP protocol, this is also SMTP protocol actually. Okay. So now if you observe, this is the Bob. So for whatever we have discussed is the POP3 work, how it is going to work. Now what is the drawback in this case? To explain that, first of all, you should know one word, that is call it as the nomadic user actually. If you understand this word called nomadic user, then you can identify the POP3 protocol. So this is one more question they can ask you, like for a nomadic user, POP3 protocol is going to work or fail, means it is going to fail. Why it is going to fail? That will be. First of all, what is the nomadic user? See, nomadic user means, I will just try to explain with a simple example so that you will get a clear idea. See, in your house, morning, in your home, using your laptop, you are checking your mails for company mails or everything and it like that. By the time 9 has become, you step down and taken your car, and via the car you are traveling to office. There also in a car via Bluetooth you want to check the mails inside the car with separate device. Now you want to go enter into your office by the time 10 or 10:30, and the office laptop you are checking the mails. So now you are going, now you can treat as a nomadic user, means you are changing from place to place. So now tell me, what is the drawback you find in this POP3? So you can easily guess also. Here what we have done in the POP3, जब आपने यहाँ एक मेल एक्सेस किया है ट्रांजैक्शन फेज पर, उसके बाद आपने इस मेल को यहाँ डिलीट कर दिया था. केवल वो मेल आपका लोकल मशीन पर था, लेकिन बॉब्स मेल सर्वर पर आपने डिलीट कर दिया था, बिकॉज दैट इज अ डाउनलोड एंड a delete mode. So now you tell me at a morning 9 o'clock when you have deleted in that mail box, and when you're going in your vehicle, then in the mail server there is no mail. So for a nomadic user, POP3 is not working. So here comes a very important point. For a nomadic user, matlab, the mail has to access not only at your home device, not only in the car and also in the office, in all the multiple devices, then the mail should not be deleted. So there comes a solution that another protocol is there, that is call it as the IMAP4 protocol. You can use it actually. So in the IMAP4 protocol, it is suitable for the nomadic user. The mail will not be deleted actually. I hope now you understand why I have explained this to nomadic user. Okay. So how it is going to work? Listen carefully. So now this Bob's mails or whatever it is there, what we can say that now in this Bob's mails, whatever you are using here, now it is no more a POP3, but now it is configured with a IMAP actually. You can say IMAP server, yeah, Bob's server, we can say it is configured. Previously the Bob's server is configured with POP3, but now the Bob's is configured IMAP4 actually here. So for the nomadic user actually. Okay, so what happens is once this server, okay, is configured with this IMAP4, is here comes a very important point. Listen carefully. This is one important question also. Whenever the mail has been transmitted by the user agent to this particular device, and from there it is gone to the via this SMTP only, the mail has gone to the server. But here is a very important point. Here what happens is this particular mail server is going to create a automatically a folder is created. Inside that folder, that mail or the message going to store actually. So this is how inside that folder the message is created. When does it is going to be done like this? When this Bob server is configured with IMAP4. But this Bob server mail server is configured with POP3, only the message is going to store. इसका मतलब है the most important point is here there is a association actually. There is a association between the folder and the message actually. So what happens, not only a folder, now what you can do, this IMAP4 is having a lot of flexibility. At this user can create many folders also. Some new user folders you can create, and what you can do, this message whatever it is there, that message copy you can store here, that same message you can store here, update here, anything you can do. Now what happens is, even this folder it is deleted, via this message you can access now, like that multiple folders or in a hierarchy you can store. Or we can simply say at a remote server you can store all these things. In a simple words which I would like to explain in a very precise manner, very simple. The user agent is sending the mail to the LS mail server. LS mail server is sending the mail to the Bob's mail server. But if it is configured with IMAP4, along with this message a folder is created. Inside that folder that is a message created. This folder normally you can call it as the mailbox, you can say, a recipient's mailbox also you can say. So not only one folder, you can create a multiple folders actually. User creating folders also you can create, like mails coming from the office, mails coming from the college, mails coming from the friends, you can keep them in the hierarchy actually. So this is one very important point. And what is the new question they can ask you in this is, this IMAP4 is a very important, and they have given this question also. IMAP4 is a stateful protocol. Sir, what is new thing here? POP3 is also stateful protocol now, but here is the most IMAP4 is stateful protocol across the session. This is one more question actually. See, these all are twisting and new questions because across the session matlab once a session is closed, in the next session also it is going to remember what previously you have done actually. Like this. So now you see how it is going to be helpful for a nomadic user. In one of the folder, if you delete also in the remaining folders, it can be available. In a remote server also you can store it. And now you know these days, this is how we are able to access mails on the multiple devices actually using this IMAP4 concept only. Now what happens is, what is the one more question they can ask you? When this Bob is connected to this Bob's mail server internally, when you are using the telnet operation, your port number what you are going to use is what? 143 you are going to use. This is one more question, 143 you are going to use. For POP3 is 110, but for IMAP4 it is a 143 actually. So this is one more important question. IMAP4 is a stateful protocol across the sessions actually. So now you see, after getting the mail to the local machine, still the mails can be available on the multiple folders inside this IMAP4 actually. So now tell me, what is the next question they can ask you? When you compare POP3 and IMAP4, you tell me which is simply designed, which is complexly designed. If they ask you, the answer is POP3 is simple design because it is stateful in a session. But IMAP4 is designed in a complex way because it is stateful across the session. Why they have designed like that? The answer is very simple. because the mails can be stored at a remotely, at a remote server also you can store in the folders. Not only that, there is an association for a folder as well as the mail actually. Okay, like that. Got it? Okay. Based on that, please try. This is a very important question. Please try this question. I am expecting the answer from all of you. Try this question. Gaurish, Nerad, Shipra, very good, excellent. See, read the words very carefully, you can easily understand. See, IMAP4 allows users to manage, see, this is the one important word, see, allow users to manage and access their mailboxes directly where you are on the mail server and maintains the mailbox state across some information they have given. So now which of the following is true? See, IMAP4 downloads messages and deletes them from the server by default. So this is wrong, no? It is normally done by the POP3. IMAP4 is a stateless both within and across the sessions. So this is also wrong, no? So you are able to solve this question because you understand the concepts. So these all are targeted new, if they have given, you can easily get the those 2 to 5% leftover questions also, you can easily solve it now. Now you see, options IMAP4 maintain message state across sessions on the server. So this is correct, as you said, it's correct. IMAP4 doesn't support multiple folders on the server. Okay, this is wrong now. It is going to support. We all know you are using a priority inbox also, where the mails are going to kept in hierarchy. Something like mails coming from the office on the topmost level, mails coming from the friends in the next level, you can keep. So that what happens if the mails can be placed in a hierarchy, searching time will be less. Whatever the important mails you are going to check, remaining you can neglect. And that is possible because along with the mail, the folders are created. Not only the folders are created in a hierarchy actually, which this facility normally is not there for the POP3, but for IMAP4 it is there. Okay, good. Please try this question also, the fifth question. I am expecting the answer from all of you. Please try next question. Yadav, correct. Neeraj Kumar, very good, correct. Good, very good. So what is the answer? D is the answer. Yeah. So based on this, if I have given some questions like this, suppose here I have mentioned here, you see HTTP, okay, SMTP, okay, you have to give answers now correctly, POP3 and IMAP4 like this. First and foremost, I am just giving this SMTP is which protocol? Matlab push protocol. Why it is a push protocol? You know, you are sending the mail from the user agent to the mail server, again mail server to the mail server. Now you have to tell me the answers for this one. This one for POP3, what is the answer? And for IMAP4, what is the answer? You have to tell. Don't worry about this HTTP, I am going to explain. Please tell me the answers for this two. I am expecting an answer, Malu. Tell me, POP3, what you are doing? The Bob client is retrieving the mail from the Bob's mail server. So, are you pushing or pulling? Pulling, you can say. So, you can say from concept only you have to remember that it is the pull protocol. And what about this IMAP4? This is also pull protocol, you can say. See, all concepts are cleared now, you can see. Okay, like this. Now why this is this leftover? Now you see I am just going to explain here. See, this Li's mail server, Bob's mail server, or the Bob's client. These all are the apps where you are going to work. But what happens is, we know this HTTP main purpose is to access the web documents actually. Is to access the web documents like HTTP client and HTTP server. But later on they thought like this, if I use a browser, which browser? Web browser. This is the most important question also they can. If you use a web browser as a user agent, see this is the most important point. If you use a web browser as a user agent and you want to retrieve the mails, this is a very, very important question also. The question is, when mails are retrieved from Bob's, suppose say, okay, mail server by Bob's client, but web browser is used as user agent, then which protocol is used? This is the question they can ask you, and they have asked in one of the exam also. So here in the option A they will say POP3. If you put the POP3, that's all, you lose the marks. Option B IMAP4. If you put the answer IMAP4, that's all, you lose the marks. Option C HTTP. Option D none. So here comes the answer. C is this is one twist in HTTP actually, because here you see you are using the web browser is used, means via the browser. Okay, now you see most of the company organizations, they use a web browsers actually for sending the mails inside that company actually. So there you are going to use HTTP. So for whatever I have explained, you understand that, or for retrieving the mail, POP3 will use, or for retrieving the mail via the across sessions, we can use a IMAP4. So obviously answer should be POP3 or IMAP4. You may think and you may put, but unnecessarily you lose the marks, because here the browser is used as the user agent. Web browser is user agent. वेब ब्राउजर का मीनिंग क्या है कि now what happens is you opened a Google browser, there you are typing mail.google.com, you get a username and password, you give username and password, sign authorization, and you thought, you are thinking that you are using a POP3 or IMAP4. No, it is not using, you are using the HTTP actually. So that tell me now, this HTTP is a pull protocol, like that. One more question you got. Because, so why it is a pull protocol? You can say very easily now the answer, because the working of this POP3 and IMAP4, now it is done by this HTTP, but the trade-off, you have to use a web browser. So here comes a very, very important point. This is one more question, one more twisting question, that HTTP is a pull protocol. See, this is one more question, this is one more question. See, a lot of questions we have discussed, new some twisting trap questions we have discussed actually. Nitish, correct. Don't put POP3, don't put IMAP4. You have to put the answer POP3 or IMAP4 only if you are using the apps as the agents actually. But if the user agent itself is a web browser, no, okay, you cannot use it actually. Now they don't mention anything. They can ask the same question, the MSQ also, for retrieving the mails. They don't mention anything. Which protocol can be used? Option A, POP, option B, IMAP, or option C, HTTP. All are correct now. Such questions can be given in the MSQ, multiple select question they can give it actually. Okay, try this next question also, this question also you try. Ninth question, please try this question also. Praveen Adu is asking one question. Sir, in the HTTP, when you are using some methods, you can also use a get and post method, a get, post, put. When you use a post, matlab client is sending, matlab it is a push, like that is asking. It's a good question. But the point is, you can only, okay, send or push or retrieve data after getting the confirmation from the server side only. So when you put some command HTTP request, the confirmation should get from the server. That you ask a very good question. So that's after confirmation is getting from that side only. You are from the pull side only you are going to get. It's a very good twisting question. Question you have asked, sir. Actually, there is a get, put, post methods are there. We can put the data. That put is possible only after getting a confirmation from the server side only. After getting a pull information only, you can see that one. So that is the reason HTTP is a pull protocol only. Okay, good question actually. Yeah, please try this ninth question. Which of the following statements about the POP3? Okay, they have given some information. Okay, IMAP4. IMAP4 allows users to access and manage emails directly on the mail server and maintains mailbox state across the sessions. So you can say A is correct now. Okay, like this. IMAP4 downloads mails and deletes them from the server by default. This is wrong now. It is wrong. POP3 can do like that, but IMAP4 will not, because it is going to maintain the hierarchy. How it is going to be? Because there is a association with a folder and a file. And IMAP4 can be configured to create a user defined folder, so you can shift the mails, update the mails also. Okay, like next, IMAP4 is a stateless across the multiple sessions. So this is okay, wrong. IMAP4 doesn't support multiple mail folders on the service, is also wrong actually. It supports a priority inbox, different folders you can create actually. Yes, correct. A is the answer correct for this one. Yeah, please try this question also. It's also a good question. 10th question. Try 10th question. Okay, so for this, okay, A is the answer for this question. Each message belongs to exactly one folder on server at the time. Okay, for every message, separate folder is created like that. Okay, it's correct. See option B. Messages are not associated with any specific folder on the server. This is wrong. Definitely there is an association. Folder is connected to a message like that. IMAP4 stores all messages in a single inbox without folder support. This is also wrong. Messages are always copied to the client before being placed into the folders. So this is also wrong. Definitely they cannot be copied to the client now. They should be placed in the remote folders actually. A is the correct answer. Exactly one folder. See, what is the meaning of this point is, via SMTP you send one mail. Then what happens is, by default it will be like this, one folder. Okay, the folder will be created and then okay, the mail will be stored. Then another client is send another mail. Then what happens is, there is one more folder is created and another that mail is going to store. Like that is the meaning of this one. Okay, that is the meaning of A. Small twist is there in there. Okay, like that. Please try this question also. Just now I have explained. Na? Try this one. Try 11th question also. Now what they are asking, SMTP and HTTP protocols they are asking. देखो option A, both SMTP and HTTP use pull based communication. Okay, option A is wrong. Why why A is wrong? HTTP okay, pull based, but SMTP is a push protocol na. That's why option A is wrong. Why it is called as push? Because LIS client is sending to LIS browser, mail browser, LIS mail browser, it is going to send it to the Bob's mail server. The entire thing is done by the SMTP. It is a push based only, not a pull based. Now go for option B. SMTP uses pull based communication, and it is given reversely, so B is also wrong. Both SMTP and HTTP use push based communication. It is also wrong because HTTP is a pull actually. Option D, you see such questions को solve करने के लिए आपको complete idea आना चाहिए, and I have given that complete idea. Now you see SMTP uses push based communication, whereas HTTP uses pull based communication. Okay, so D is the correct answer. Good, very good. D is the correct answer actually. Please try next question also. So all twisting questions we have explained. At the end we can make a summary of it, how the POP3 is working, IMF4 is working. So please try this 12th question. In the web-based mail system, web-based means just now I have explained, such as Gmail or Yahoo Mail, which of the following statements is it true, they are asking. The user access email using only SMTP between the browser and the mail server. See, remember SMTP cannot be used for retrieving. No, SMTP is a push-based actually. What they are asking, you see the words carefully. In a web-based mail system, the user accesses email you are accessing using SMTP. SMTP you are sending the mail, you are not accessing the mail. No? So A cannot be the answer. Yeah, Gaurish, Neras, Farendra. Good, very good. Option B. The browser communicates with the mail server. The browser, here the browser is the user, isn't? The browser communicates with the mail server using HTTP, while the mail server uses SMTP to transfer email between the mail server. So this is one very good point actually that you have to understand. Matlab from the LI's point of view, when it is sending, it is SMTP only. From LI's client to LI's web browser, from LI's web browser to the Bob's web browser, that is SMTP only. Okay, because it's push based. The point is only when you are accessing the mail, retrieving the mail via a web browser, then you have to use then you are going to use what? HTTP. This point you have to be clear actually. So whether you use a web browser or normally a app, for pushing the mail, always SMTP. This is the clarification actually. Option C, the browser directly downloads emails using the POP3 without HTTP. So this is wrong because it's a web-based actually. Web-based email doesn't use SMTP at any stage of the email. This is wrong. It's going to use for pushing the mail, SMTP is going to use. So for this, what is the answer? Ravindra, Gaurish, nearest B is the answer for this question. Good, very good. Yeah, try the 13th question. I have explained one concept now. When a LI's client is sending the mail to the LI's mail server, the mail is going to stored in the message queue. Then it is transferred to the Bob's mail server. वहाँ मैसेज क्यू का पर्पस क्या होगा, इसके बारे में एक क्वेश्चन था. प्लीज ट्राई. When I discuss the initial SMTP protocol, whenever the LIS is sending the LIS user is sending the mail to the LIS mail server, in that mailbox message queue is going to store. वहाँ message queue का purpose क्यों है, इसके बारे में एक क्वेश्चन था. Okay, try this. See, messages are queued at the SMTP server only when the destination mail is temporarily unavailable. So this is the most important thing. Yes, when the Bob's mail server is sending the mail, when the LI's mail server send to the Bob's mail server, due to some reasons Bob's mail server is not ready or properly configured, then temporarily it is going to store in the message queue of the LI's web browser, LI's mail browser only. After every 30 minutes it is going to try. So that is given correctly at option A. Okay, understand? So here you can say for this question A is the answer. You can try option B also. Here see, SMTP doesn't use message queues and deliver message immediately. So B is what? Wrong. Now tell me, शायद वहाँ LIS वेब ब्राउज़र के पास मैसेज क्यू नहीं हो तो प्रॉब्लम क्या होगा? वेरी सिंपल. इफ देयर इज नो मैसेज क्यू, टेम्परली यू कांट स्टोर. इफ टेम्परली यू कांट स्टोर एंड दैट बॉब इज नॉट रेडी, देन वेयर यू स्टोर इट इज. इसीलिए वहाँ क्यू होना कंपलसरी था. Because you can't send back again to the LIS client now as per the rules of SMTP. You can only send a message that the mail has not reached. So that is the giving a clear idea why do you require a message queue. Okay, so that is B is the wrong. Now see option C. Messages are queued only at the sender's mails. Okay, a sender's mail user agent. Okay, not now in the mail server also they are going to store. So this is also wrong. Message queues are used only by the POP3 servers or not by the SMTPs. This is also wrong. It is used by the SMTP servers now. Okay, good. Everybody has done correctly. Good. This is one concept which I think I have to explain, but anyway, if you can try this one, or else I will explain this one. See, it is like this. The concept is, see, SMTP is a push protocol, but when you are sending the mail, so you know that in the case of SMTP there is a header plus a data. That data is called it as a message or a mail actually. And what is this header? Header matlab kya? From matlab use client mail ID to receiver's mail ID, CC and BCC, like that. Then the subject, this entire thing, okay, comes under the header, and every command of it separated by the carriage written and a line feed, so that the command will go to the next line actually. So this is the header. But here one interesting point is, whatever the actual mail what you want to send, that whole content will be converted to 7-bit ASCII actually. Okay, this is one important 7-bit ASCII format actually. So 7-bit ASCII format matlab American system code, okay, for information interchange. See here one important point is, even SMTP initially it is a design, okay, as a text based protocol. SMTP as a text based protocol. The main concept is you can send the graphical data also, and that graphical data is possible with the help of what MIME extension, where the internet browser is given. So here what happens is, you can send a graphical data also. So one important point is, when the mail size is less, this 7-bit ASCII format is quite comfortable, you can send. But nowadays when you say that it can support a graphical data of audio, video, everything as a mail, that content will be very large size now. So you have to use some compression techniques. That's why here this SMTP is going to use the base 64 encoding also. Okay, where a large mail or a message will be converted to compressed format, then that will be again converted to a 7-bit ASCII format. So here a very important concept is using this SMTP protocol. Even use a 7-bit ASCII format, where this HTTP will not use. If you are sending a large mail, you are able to send the graphical data also. Okay, this is one more important question we can say. You can try this question actually. Yeah, try this. Which one? Try 14th question. Yeah, please try this question now. SMTP restricts the content of email messages to 7-bit ASCII characters. What is the primary reason for this restriction in the SMTP protocol? This is the question. See, SMTP was designed to operate over links that supports only what? 7-bit data transmission. Okay, so this A is the correct answer for this one. SMTP doesn't support binary data transport layer. Why this is wrong, I will tell you. See, binary data matlab, because it supports a graphical audio video data, there is a large amount of data that is in the form of binary data only. That has to be compressed using base 64 encoding. So that's why this B is what? Wrong. SMTP uses UDP, which allows only 7-bit data. So this C is wrong. Why can't use UDP? Anybody can tell? Dekho, UDP is a connectionless protocol. So at network layer, the whole message will be divided into packets. When these packets are scattered, some packets can be lost because UDP is a connectionless service. Then it becomes unreliable. How can you expect a mail should be unreliable? तो इसीलिए ये ऑप्शन सी गलत था. ठीक है. Okay, like this. So D is also wrong. So SMTP doesn't provide any security or encryption actually. It supports only the base 64 encoding actually. Okay. Understand? So in the today's session you can observe that initially we have discussed the pattern of the questions which we have discussed in the class, but see at the end like 20 to 25 near questions all we have discussed about SMTP, POP3, IMAP4. These are theoretical questions. How to solve also with a concept I have explained. Just to give some revision way of idea what I have explained, very simple. POP3 is a pull protocol. There are 3 phases: authorization, transaction, update. In the authorization, user and password. In the transaction, what you are going to give? You are going to give the list. Okay, retrieve, delete, quit actually. But whenever you are going to give delete, they can ask you the every command also. If you give a list, you can get the number of mails, you can say. If you use a retrieve, you can get the mail. If you use a delete, it won't be deleted, it is only marked for deletion. But once you give a quit, then in the update phase, it is going to be deleted. And next question, POP3 is a stateful protocol where in a session, it is stateless across the session. So to make a stateful across the session, also go for IMAP for protocol actually. What is the drawback of POP3? Normally for the nomadic users, POP3 is not suitable, because once you delete the mail in the mailbox, then the remaining on multiple devices you can't access it. So what you can do? You can go for the IMAP4, especially for the nomadic users. Why? What happens? If you are configured with IMAP4 using port number 143, when somebody has sent a mail, along with the folder also, association will be there, folder and a file. Multiple folders also you can create actually. Okay. So for a nomadic users, IMAP4 is better, you can say. So now IMAP4 is a stateful protocol. Yes, in a session, no, across the session also. Both IMAP4 and POP3 both are pull protocols. Can HTTP is also a pull protocol? Yes, but where? For a web browser, when you are accessing the mail in the web browser. If you are not accessing in the web browser, POP3 or IMAP4. Which is the push protocol? SMTP. SMTP, like that. Okay, SMTP for a text, for a, when you are sending the mail, you are going to 7-bit ASCII. See, lot of gate through questions, new questions we have discussed. Okay. Thank you. We have discussed this session very well. Hope you enjoyed this session with a good quality, good questions. Okay. Thank you very much. All the best.